Dear Survivor.
Dear Survivor.
Dear Survivor.
Dear Survivor.
You are not alone.
Dear Survivor. As I sit and write this letter, I'm looking at a tree with pink blossoms. The sun is shining just on the top parts of the tree, reminding me of two things that will forever remain symbols of sexual assault in my experience. I understand what it's like to feel confused and disgusted, not only with yourself, but with those around you. I understand the fear of speaking out, the pain you create for yourself as you try to feel how others might interpret your own story. I encourage you to do one thing, to believe in yourself. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do. For over 2 years, I debated with myself over the matter of what was done to me, and it brought me so much pain. That's one of the reasons flowers are such an important visual to me. The longer I continued to argue with myself, the more angry and weighed down I felt. Once I believed myself and felt acceptance, I was finally able to bloom and to grow and flourish. I know it is not as easy as it sounds, but sharing your story is important. All of the pain and shame is not yours alone to carry, and I hope you know that. Once you allow others to shine light on your experience, it brings so much clarity. Sadly, I know that many survivors have shared their experiences and have been shamed, told it was their fault, or misunderstood. To those of you, I am sorry. I believe you and I understand. I encourage you to ponder forgiveness toward those who have harmed or wronged you. Forgiveness is really the only way to move on. I know they don't deserve it, but you do. Personally, one of the best coping skills I have is praying for the person or people I am angry towards. Love, Anonymous.
Dear Survivor, I am so sorry. Sorry someone decided to exert their power in a way that took away your control. Sorry that a person gets to move on in life and you continue to carry and confront this truth regularly. Sorry for the way this has impacted you physically, spiritually, and emotionally. It is not fair. It does not make sense. It was not your fault. I believe you, and I am glad you shared your truth. May you find peace and strength daily as you recognize and remember you are loved by so many. Your strength, grit, perseverance is a gift to those around you.
You are not alone. And I wish that somebody had said that to me more in the midst of my healing process. I know what it feels like to think that nothing will get better. I know what it feels like to have a piece of you ripped away without any of it in your control. Which leads me to my next part. This is not your fault. You did not choose for this to happen to you. And even though it seems like nobody else in the entire world will ever understand the excruciating pain that you have felt or must be feeling, I encourage you to lean on a trusted person. I encourage you to speak up. Accept the help that has been given to you, because it will help you more than you ever will know.
This is from Sarah Kay's poem, If I Should Have a Daughter. There is hurt here that can't be fixed by band-aids or poetry. So the first time she realizes that Wonder Woman isn't coming, I'll make sure she knows she doesn't have to wear the cape all by herself. Because no matter how wide you stretch your fingers, your hands will always be too small to catch all the pain you want to heal. Believe me, I've tried.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cornfield, and today I'm reading a letter to survivors. You have been handled incorrectly by someone. And someone or some people have failed to see your beauty and delicacy, that you should be praised, not hurt. You are a strong, lovely, incredible person that does not deserve to be treated this way, because you are so much more than an object to be used. You are believed. You are loved. You are not alone. We are here to stand with you and will hold your head up when you cannot do it on your own. We will stand with you to fight for change because you are more than a statistic. You are a survivor. Take pride in what you have overcome or will overcome. We're in this together. And we love you.
Dear Emily, you haven't realized it yet, but you're about to be changed. You haven't yet had to work for your identity. You are bright and beautiful, you're smart, and you have confidence. You love too fast and trust too easy, and you don't mind either. You have no doubt that you deserve love in return. The question hasn't even crossed your mind. You are kind and compassionate. You cry for the world that you haven't experienced. You go to temple, you go to church, and you live simply. I miss you. Because in a couple of days, you're going to meet someone. He's going to be headstrong, humble, and hilarious. And his guitar skills are going to rock your socks off. You're going to have a crush, new and exciting, especially when he admits he likes you back. You're going to be a girlfriend for the first time. You're not going to know what you're doing. Emily, I wish I could tell you to run. Because you don't see the patterns I see. You think he's sweet. I know he's sickly. The after-school phone calls turning into after-school pickups. The way he teases you when you text Kyle or Xander or JC or John. There are other men in your life? Or when you want to stay late at school. Why? Who's more important than me? The way he convinced you that he was the only person for you. That he loved you more than anything and would die without you. That no one would love you like he did. That he should be your priority. The way every argument boiled down to your inexperience to being a girlfriend. The way he asked you to kiss him. Your first kiss. When I think of its first thing I remember is how his lips shook. And how nervous he must have been. Then I remembered why you kissed him. This is what couples do. This is what girlfriends let boyfriends do. Come to the back seat. This is what girlfriends do for their boyfriends. Aren't I your boyfriend? Don't you love me? I hate the way your love shifted from you to him. You should have been able to spend that time loving yourself. He took that away from you. Don't worry though, I'll get it back one day. I'm getting closer. I still can't use the R word, and I still feel stupid saying the R word, but I can't do it. I still remember the hands around our neck and the breath on our face. I remember everything. I still have nightmares, and I scream sometimes for you, because you couldn't and I can, and I scream. Emily, bright, caring, kind, energetic, confident, loving, bold. You were taken away from me, and I miss you more than anything. My name is Lily now. You couldn't use it when you were with him, but I am free, and I am Lily. You won't be you anymore. I won't be you anymore. But I am bright. I am caring. I cry for the world I know. I am kind, and I am beautiful. I love too fast. I trust too easily. Emily, you will never grow up, but I will. It was not your fault. I am okay, and I love you. Lily.
Dear survivor, you are strong, you are brave, you are empowering. No one can take away what has happened to you, and I am so sorry. There is no reason that anything should have happened to you. I hope that you are okay, that you have a strong support system, and know how many people are here for you. I hope you know that you are so much more than what has happened to you, and that you use this to inspire change. We are called to love one another and lift up one another during not only this month, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but every month. So I want you to know that you are loved and that you can overcome this.
Dear survivor, I would just like to start by saying congratulations. You have made it this far on your journey since becoming a survivor of sexual assault. Each day is a milestone, and I am proud of you for achieving each and every one. I'm sure that each day has presented new challenges, and at times you weren't sure how you'd make it to the next day. Your journey doesn't need to be full of light, and it's okay to congratulate yourself for surviving the dark days. I do not know you, nor do I know your experience or your story, but what I do know is that you are more than a survivor, you are a fighter. You have fought and fought, choosing to not let this experience dominate your life. Reward yourself for each step you have taken on this journey to recovery. Although it may not seem like a positive journey, it is important to acknowledge how far you have come and how much of yourself you have uncovered. You are a survivor. Let that word sink in. Allow that word to carry weight in your story. You survived. You survived the assault, and you survived the journey. You will continue to survive this remaining road of healing. You, my friend, are strong and are capable of hard things. You are not alone in this fight. You have an army of allies and survivors who are fighting with you and for you. Breathe deeply and know that you are loved by all of us. Sincerely, a former survivor.
Hi, Nancy Smith from Campus Ministries. I'm here to share with you a letter that was written by a Hope community member to you. I want to thank you for your strength and resilience, your determination and drive through these incomprehensibly challenging times is stupendous. Most importantly, you are not alone in the slightest, for you are loved. You, for just being you, have inherent value, and that will always be true.
If there is a bird that sits trapped in your mouth, waiting to sing, let it. If there is a bird in your cupped palms, whose wings are broken, let me hold it with you. If there is a bird you have swallowed or have buried, you are not to blame. We are all carrying lost feathers and holding our beaks shut and blinking against a gale. But you are also the bird flying through this rainstorm, so let me go with you. To those who keep flying against the wind and refuse to stop, with love.
Dear survivor, there are no words to describe how brave you are. I know in my heart that no matter how you've coped with your pain, you are brave. If you have come forward, you are brave. If you haven't and are dealing with your pain, you are brave. I know that each and every one of you continue to deal with your pain every day. You, my friend, are brave. You are strong. There is one thing that I wish for you to know. This trauma that you have survived is not your fault. It will never be your fault. Each day you decide to get up and carry on with daily tasks, you are doing the impossible. It is okay to be proud of yourself. My heart aches for your pain, and if I could take any ounce of your pain away, I would in a heartbeat. You have survived more pain than any person should in a lifetime. I know that I am a random person you are hearing from, but I am here, and God is here. Like the Lord, I am here to listen. I am here to encourage, and I am here to help. Thank you for your courage. I am proud of you.
Dear survivor, I hope this letter finds you well and this season feels better than the last. I want you to take a moment to honor how far you've come. Whether or not you feel you have even taken a step, you are only just beginning to blossom. This month of April is brand new and crafted just for you. Even in the waiting, you are meant to thrive. When you start to feel those dull moments where you pushed aside joy and growth, take time to grasp into the small bits of gratitude. The feeling of the sun on your face, taking a deep breath that fills your lungs, holding a cup of coffee in your favorite mug, the sound of someone you love belly laughing, dancing to your favorite 2005 hit, or even the sound of your own 2 feet shuffling around your home as you search for a pet or something to eat. Continue to honor the moments of joy, but do not neglect your pain. Let it settle and eventually dissolve as you give your growth and healing the proper tending it deserves. Trust that you are courageous when you choose to get out of bed. Trust that you are intentional when you choose to do something that is solely meant to tend to your gratitude. You are loved and you are doing life so wonderfully, one season at a time.
To you, I believe you. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for all the deserved sorries that you did not receive for what happened. You did not want it. And you did not deserve it. You were never supposed to feel as helpless as you did. And yet, here you are, a survivor. And I hope that for every second that you have felt belittled, invalidated, disregarded, that you feel a lifetime of hope, joy, peace, and love. I hope you feel wrapped in the arms of the love of all the people who are with you and here for you. You are strong. You are resilient. You are worthy of every good thing. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. Love, someone who believes in you.
My letter of thanks to survivors is my first, but as a police officer and as a man, I have seen too many victims become survivors. I investigated sexual assaults for so many times. I have witnessed that we, as friends, family members, co-workers, students, teachers, or acquaintances, have stood by while sexual assaults took place. Not saying anything, not speaking up, and not wanting to rock the boat became the norm. Too many times we ignored the crime and we blamed the innocent so that we didn't have to acknowledge our own faults and admit responsibility for what has become an accepted practice in our society. We have stood in silence while we let others suffer. We stood in silence so we didn't have to get involved. We stood in silence to protect ourselves, and we stood in silence because we didn't want to face the truth about our school, our workplace, our friends or family, and ourselves. I have learned that our silence hurt others. Our silence was showing approval. Our silence became deafening for the survivors, and our silence was cowardly. Thanks to the survivors and their courage, they have brought to light the issues that surround and contribute to sexual assault. Thanks to the survivors' bravery, they not only stand up to their offenders of the crime, but the organizations, the institutions, and the attitudes that allow this to continue to happen. Thanks to the survivors, they make sure that silence is not an option, but to make sure that their voices and the voices of others are heard and action is taken. Because of survivors and their stories, both men and women will no longer accept sexual assault, and we are all responsible to change our culture, attitudes, and the way we define our interactions with one another. Thanks to the survivors, the we that did not get involved before will no longer sit in silence. My hope is in the near future that sitting in silence and not assisting or taking action to help prevent sexual assaults will not be tolerated and will be a thing of the past. Michael Kasher.
Dear survivor, thank you for being here. Thank you for waking up and staying under the covers when getting up feels like too much. Thank you for listening in solidarity and for saying that the cut is too fresh to hear more of the same pain. Thank you for pouring yourself into life to forget the marks and for breaking down like an old crumpled newspaper willing to float away. Thank you for making movements that shine light on pain to make change and for wanting to climb inside of a hollow tree and hide. Thank you for being brave and for being scared. Thank you for resiliency and moving forward, looking up and for days where your heart feels half robbed. Thank you for seeing the sun peek into a dense forest and for feeling broken for the ants that were stepped on along the trail. Thank you for the pride you have in overcoming and for moments of self-deprecation. Thank you for sweet gentleness and for raging fury that could burn the world down. Thank you for lifting up survivors, crossing social intersections that go unrecognized, and for screaming the weight of your own untold story. Thank you for fighting and for thriving. Thank you for taking steps toward living in every direction and for learning to love in every way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. With all my love, another survivor.
Dear past me, a lot of things have happened these past few years after that summer. I just wanted to let you know that you're a lot stronger now than before. I am in college and still pursuing a dream of being a school counselor to this day. Our passion is stronger than ever before after reading Speak and being able to tell our story to move on. I kept our name a secret because I want to tell my story to other people who have the same experience as me. Though there are times when we still struggle with that summer and our negativity gets the best of us, we are moving on together and learning more about ourselves. Hopefully, we can continue to be strong and tell our story to other people who struggle to tell their stories. This next step will impact us more in the future. Love, present me.
Dear survivor, I'm not sure where you are in your journey, but here's what I have to say. I am not just one thing, and neither are you. These labels of survivor or victim can bring comfort at times, and at other times feel as if they're ripping off a Band-Aid, not for the first, but for the 100th or 1,000th time. They can be triggering, and sometimes they might be exactly what we need, like a disinfectant on an open wound. Much of the healing process feels that way. I want you to know that I'm sorry for the throbbing pain that is trauma. I'm sorry for what happened to you, but whether or not you're at a point of realizing that none of this was your fault, for now, I'll leave it at this. I'm sorry for your loss. In the beautiful book, Know My Name by Chanel Miller, I have underlined dozens of key points about what it's like to be sexually assaulted, both before, during, and after the event. And yes, it is an event. Not one that brings celebration or excitement, but it certainly marks an incident that physically feels ingrained in you like a scar. Besides the fact that Miller's book is filled with quotes that emotionally changed me in ways someone who isn't a victim of sexual assault could not quite, I want to share with you a piece that touched me in a way that felt pure and uncontaminated. On page 274 of the hardcover edition, Chanel Miller writes this: "My mom's favorite joke is about a spider and a centipede having tea. The centipede gets up and offers to go buy snacks. He goes out the door, and hours pass. The spider is so hungry, wondering what happened, and opens the door only to find the centipede sitting on the doormat, still putting on his shoes. I imagine myself the centipede struggling to tie each of my 100 tiny shoes. It takes me longer to get going than most, but I will put on shoe after shoe until I can get up and go again." What happened to you and to me has been an impediment in the functioning of life. It was no blessing, no special gift or special privilege. Even when we've seen those who have healed in great manners take a trauma so large and use it in a way to connect and bring empathy to others who are hurting, the trauma itself is in no way worthy of admiration or applause. You are. No matter how many times the trauma caused you to sit back and cry, or caused you to say something you really want, say no to something you really wanted, or hide away from those who have loved and cared about you, you are human. You are under no timeline to heal or get back to your old self. Your only responsibility is to keep moving, and that's up to you. To keep moving might mean to sit in bed for the day, or listen to a record, or even to shower and put on clean clothes. Healing is not all about the 180 turnaround or return to the old you. You have lost many things, but you are still you. And while this might be the very most continually, internally upsetting loss of them all, the hardest part may be accepting that what happened can't be undone. When you begin to understand that healing might take a lifetime, the burden and pressure of fixing the loss you faced can surely dissipate. So, I hope that as you keep enduring the difficult hours of the day, you'll move gently when the pressure feels high, and realistically when your strength feels most alive. You're never really 10 steps forward or 30 steps back. You're just human, and you're not alone. We're not just one thing different. We're also the same. And how confusing is that? Enough to know that healing will never look the exact same for you the way it does for me, or for her, or for him. Just put on one shoe at a time, because that's all we're trying to do anyway, right? Sincerely, another shoe-tying survivor.